with another live stream. Back again with another live stream. Can you hear me clearly? Let me know if you can hear it. If the volume is good. If the volume is good. I got another top. We got a topic today that I wanted to talk about a couple days ago, but got caught up in some other things. But yeah, we got to discuss this, man. This topic is regarding Nolan Wells, tragic situation involving these so-called friends of his, who believe deleted him, and he thought these people were his. Well, he trusted these people and thought they were upstanding citizen, but these people were fake. Um, these people were not. They were not honest, and they don't have integrity, and they were snakes. You see, there's a thing that states you got a lot of people surrounded that pretend to be your friend that are, oh, what's up, cuz, what's up, cuz. So you're in the live stream, cool. Yeah, I'm waiting for more people to come through, but if it's only you, I just want to bring the message home, you know. So I want to play this audio for you because this audio pretty much exposed this so-called friend of Nolan Wells, and it basically showed that they admitted to ending his life. So I'm gonna play the audio for you so you can hear it. It's crazy, bro. Like, these people are snakes, and they were on these interviews. They were so willing to go to these interviews and claim how much of a best friend they are to Nolan Wells, but it's crazy because these people are snakes. They never really liked Nolan Wells, you know. So I'm gonna play this audio so you can hear it, and tell me what you hear, because they in the background you can hear somebody say Nolan, Nolan, and they could say something like, "Did we kill him?" or something like that. So I'm gonna play the audio so you can hear it, cause
Is this real?
Nancy Grace would play this.
so this is the video. So you hear that? Sure, he's dead.
Detail assistance, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our village pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the work coming up, sir? Can you give me a description? Ankles?
So can you guys hear the audio? You guys can hear the audio well? Let me know if you guys can hear the audio, because I want to make sure you guys hear everything in its entirety. But as you hear the audio, there's someone in the background. I'll go back. Yeah, it's loud and clear. All right, cool. In the background, you can hear somebody say Nolan, and he dead. Let's go back and play it again. Let's play it again.
Is this real?
Let's play this
Nancy
again.
Grace would play.
It is real. You know what is crazy when it comes on to our people getting justice? They always want to question things that they assume they think is not real. They always want to second guess the story. They always want to create narrative and make it seem like the video or the recording has been altered or tampered with. It's like they never want to give it the benefit of the doubt. But you could hear somebody in the background. It says, you could read it. Oh my God. Nolan, don't die.
Detail assistance, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Vicky speaking. Can I help
we're
you?
at the
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump, you know.
west tip of Horn, and
Just read this.
our village pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
Look at this mess.
All right, of course. How far is the work coming up, sir?
Somebody say, wake the F up in the background. So, Nolan was already dead, bro. He was in the background. They trying to save him.
Give me a description.
But they already took him out at that
Ankles? Hello?
Hey,
point. See, there's somebody talking to him in the
Is
background.
yes. How far is the water coming up, sir?
it's coming up. We're just thinking. I don't know. Like we're going down.
And you know, the story seemed very fake to me, cause like this story just seemed very fake to me, that this was all made up. They made it seem like the boat was sinking just to create an alibi to distance themselves from the incident, from the crime, from the scene of the crime. This is what they made it seem like. Oh, it was like an emergency, so they could create an alibi, so they can distance themselves from the scene of crime, because they already committed the act, in my opinion. that they already have um, taken Nolan. They already taken his life. That's why you can hear in the background somebody saying, "Nolan, Nolan, is he dead?" So these were fake friends, man. These people didn't have Nolan's best interest in mind, and they were snakes, man. And this is why you got to be careful of the friends you keep. You got to be careful of the people you associate yourself with. But let's continue with the video. I'm gonna keep playing the audio so you can hear it.
What did we just hear?
We
That's
can hear
the
it.
question we're all having. Many online have tried isolating the audio.
See this? This is the background they were saying in the background. Can we cover it up? Yes, I thought all about it. Oh, you killed him. He's already dead. Is he dead? No, somebody said, "Yo, Nolan, oh my God." And then somebody else say something else. What is this? This is the video. This I'm exposing fake friends of Nolan. These so-called friends that pretended that they were friends of Nolan, and they pretty much lined him up and they took him out. In my opinion, this is what I honestly believe. These friends, these people who call themselves, they proclaim that they were the best friend. They were best friends of Nolan Wells. They were not true friends, bro. And I'm trying to make. Yeah, definitely the people he was with, for sure, Terry. Yeah, it was the people that he was with. They were pretending to be his friends, but they were not his real friends. So the point I'm trying to make is you got to be careful of the friends you keep or the company you keep. Not everyone who claims to be your friend or your friend. So like if you listen to the audio, right, you could clearly hear somebody in the background say, "Nolan, is he dead?" Like it's very disturbing. You could hear it clear as day. And then they trying to make it seem like the audio has been altered and it's been tampered with, and they trying to change up the story, the narrative, to make it seem like we don't hear what our ears say. You know what I mean? Trying to make you question yourself when you could clearly hear something that they say something in the background. But let's continue with the video. Let's continue with the video. You killed him. Is he really dead? Do you guys hear that? Hey, guys, anyone respond to like up the video, subscribe and everything. Let me know, do you guys hear in the background what I hear? Because they have the transcript on the bottom of the video, right? They have the transcript, but do you guys hear it in the background that they say the stuff that you see? Let me go back. Let's go back. Can you guys hear it in the background? Somebody say, "Is he dead?" It's a cover up, man. Can we cover it up? You thought about it? You killed him? Is he really dead? Do you guys hear that? Because I hear it clear as day. I don't know how people can deny the fact that they're responsible for this young man passing away. They clearly are involved with his death. They play some part in his passing. And it's funny to me how people are downplaying it like, oh, it's an accidental drowning or something like that, and they don't want to acknowledge the fact that his so-called friends that he thought were honest people and that had integrity really had no good intentions, and they were snakes. And this is why I titled my video, "Nolan Wells was surrounded by snakes," because the people that he thought were honest and truthful and were upstanding people, they were snakes, man, and they were not good people. So let's continue with the video, because this audio is crazy, man. You could clearly hear somebody say Nolan in the background, man. Yeah, I agree, cuz they did set him up. You can hear somebody say Nolan in the background. Nolan, wake up.
Hey, we're at the west tip of Thorn, and
They set him up. They definitely set him up.
We're thinking, can y'all please come? We have a membership.
They set up this man. Yeah.
Meanwhile,
Nolan's
his
willing to-
friends gave interviews like this.
I could describe Nolan in a million ways. I mean, Nolan was not just a best friend of me, but he was a brother. I grew up through elementary.
You see how this is crazy? This interview that this so-called friend of his had, he was so quick to jump on bandwagon and claim that, oh, I was a best friend of Nolan Wells, and I've known him for years. And the mom said she don't even know who he is. The mom said, I don't know any of these people who claim that they were friends of Nolan Wells. And you said I'm not racist, but I'm not going to a deserted island with white people. I agree. I ain't gonna go somewhere by myself, surrounded by a group of people who I've shown to have an history of lynching my people and doing harm to my people and doing all acts of evil against my people. And so that's why I believe we as a race, we have to be more vigilant and we have to be more aware for our surroundings. You can't just be in an environment where you're out of your element. And that's the reason why I don't really associate myself with a lot of people, because it's like people are evil, and what they would try to do is like they try to take you out your element to get you in an uncomfortable position, so you basically left fended for yourself. And that's what I think they did to Nolan Wells. They got him out of his element so that he could be in a compromising position, and they could do something and basically not be held accountable for what they did. So yeah, they were snakes, man. They basically stabbed him in the back, and then they trying to claim like they had nothing to do with his passing. But it's so suspicious that everyone was able to arrive home safely and alive, but Nolan Wells was the only one that didn't make it home alive. Isn't that crazy? All right, so here this so-called friend claiming that he's the best friend of Nolan Wells.
In middle school, high school, and even our freshman year of college, we talked on the phone all the time. We were really close friends, and Nolan was like a brother to me, and Nolan lit up every room he walked in. He always had a smile on his face. He always had something good to say. I've never seen Nolan get in an argument with somebody. I grew up with Nolan, and Nolan is.
You know what else you could tell that he's lying is that he's struggling to get his word out. Like he's pausing a lot. He's hesitating. That's when you know like this whole interview was like planned out, because when you genuinely care about somebody, your emotion is gonna be raw. Like it's gonna be authentic. It's not gonna be fabricated. It's not gonna be like you're forcing. It's not gonna seem like it's forced. And I could tell that this interview that he had with Officer Tap Dancing Tatum, because the dude is an actual raccoon, try to come to the defense of these white kids and try to make it seem like they're not responsible for Nolan Wells, death. Yeah, she's trying to come with like I find it. This is why I'm looking at the pattern, right? I find it very suspicious that this so-called friend of his was so like quick to want to do an interview to kind of like absolve himself from any of the wrongdoing, not trying to take responsibility for any of the things he did. And so I'm looking at it like you're trying to you're trying to make it appear as if you had nothing to do with his death and that you was his close friends. But yet the mom said she don't even know who you are. She don't even know anything about you. So how can you claim that you were a best friend? And a best friend is not going to leave their friend stranded on an island. And on top of that, after Nolan Wells was found dead, this so-called friend deleted his social media app, and then he lawyered up. All of his so-called friends did the same exact thing. They deleted their social media apps, and they all lawyered up. Who does that? What kind of friend does that? No real friend does that. You know what I mean? You said you wonder how they took him out. I believe they jumped him. I believe it was like a coordinated attack, because when I listened to the audio, it made it seem like they were all on it, because you could hear them, somebody scream in the background, Nolan, and then somebody said, "Is he dead?" I could go back and play it over again, but it's like you could hear it in the background, like they all was aware of what they did, like, and they're like, well, we got to find a way to get ourselves out of this mess. So let's call the emergency hotline number and make it appear as if the boat is sinking, so we could create an alibi to escape this situation that we put ourselves in. But let's continue with the video because I want to play it out throughout this entirety.
You know, just all, like I said, like just so joyful, like always happy. Like every picture I have with Nolan or picture I have of Nolan, he's smiling. I mean, like he's always happy. If I always need like a shed of light, I'm calling Nolan, you know. And Nolan and I laugh and joke a lot. Like that's how our friend group is. We're really jokingly laugh. You know, no one takes anything that serious. You know, we enjoy our time together. You know.
The choice of the interviewer revealing.
And this guy is a known tap dancing raccoon that always come to defense of the so-called white man. Like he always denigrate black men, and he always come to the defense of these white kids or white people who do wrong. Like, you know, this same idiot, cuz you know that the same idiot came to the defense of that cop that shot and killed Sonia Massey. The same idiot right here came to the defense of Sonia Massey. And if you guys aren't aware, the cop that killed Sonia Massey, he was sentenced to 20 years in prison. Let me look this up. 1 second. He was sentenced to 20 years in prison. And yeah, his body language is lying for sure. Yeah, definitely. His body language is definitely lying. And he's not best friend to him. Yeah, best friend might, you know what, ASS. Yeah, exactly what I'm saying. It's fake. So the cop name is Sign Grayson, and he was the cop that killed Sonia Massey, and he was sentenced to 20 years in prison. And you know how God works? God don't like evil. This cop shot Sonia Massey and killed her in cold blood because she said, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." And this same clown was defending the cop and said that Sonia Massey, this same idiot right here, came to the defense of the cop that murdered Sonia Massey, and said, Sonia Massey was gonna throw a pot of hot boiling water at the cop, when there was a clear amount of distance between Sonia Massey and the cop, and the cop never reacted any way until Sonia Massey said, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." And then when Sonia Massey said, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus," he pulled out the weapon and he just killed her in cold blood. So this guy is a clown, man. He's an absolute clown. You see how God works too? The same cop that murdered Sonia Massey, he has been diagnosed with I think pancreatic cancer. Let me look it up. I want to verify. Let me look it up. 1 second. I want to verify that I'm getting the right information. I believe he has been diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. He's been denied medical release, which is amazing. That's good. Let me see. He's been diagnosed with some form of cancer. And they said that they're not going to release him because of that, because it does not interfere with his ability to take care of himself in his daily life. He's been diagnosed with some form of cancer. Anyways, we'll go back to that later. Let's focus on the video at hand. But this same clown said, the cop was justified in killing this innocent young woman. So let's continue with the video, man. I hate this dude.
Black people were offended by him.
And I agree with you. He's an agent, and he's definitely a plant, bro. Because he was a cop. He's not an actual cop anymore. So he still used the title cop to grift for views. He's a grifter, basically. So he's not really a cop, but you know, I don't take him seriously.
This is why I think people are just mentally ill. The myth of racism in America is a complete lie. Do you know the kid that's yelling, "Get back to the project," is paying to watch a game essentially where the kids that he's talking about are on full scholarship?
The white conservatives are sitting there loving it. See, if you want to know how to game, just go to...
And don't get me wrong, I don't like the guy on the left, I believe his name is, what's his name again? Ronald Martin or something like that, because he's a liberal, and he's stuck on the Democratic plantation. But you know why? I'm a person that is I'm very fair and balanced. So I take the good from the bad, and you know, if there's something that they say that's true, I'm gonna acknowledge that. But this dude is a Democratic, he's on a Democratic plantation, so I can't rock with him because he's a leftist. But
Brand,
let's see
go
what he
to
got to say.
Brandon's YouTube channel. His videos, they show you'll see. Give it that money. Give it that money.
Yeah.
Give it that money. And that's what I'm trying to explain to people when we expose these folks for who they are. Okay? I know a whole bunch of black conservatives who are third and fourth and fifth generation black Republicans. These folks are Trump grifters. Very close with Candace Owens. Used to work with Turning Point US.
Okay, this guy's just saying a bunch of nothing, bro. Wasting my time.
Generation of young people be stupid. Why you got your hands in your mother freaking pockets? This what makes me mad. Most professions have a lot more adverse employees than police.
But this is the thing too I noticed with this, cause this is why these so-called white friends of Nolan Wells were so willing to do the interview with this tap dancing buffoon, was because he's known for denigrating black men and calling us a bunch of savages and criminals and always bring up like certain like fake statistics and say, oh, black men are more likely to commit crime and all this stuff, even though a lot of stuff is not backed up with evidence. So he promotes a lot of negative stereotype, or he liked to speak negative about the black community, and that's the reason why he has a lot of these white conservatives or people who are racist that support his platform. So I can't really take this dude seriously, but let's play the video and continue and see what he has to say.
It's rare that you'll have a racist police. It's absolutely rare.
Tell me what industry.
I never.
And I agree with you, cuz I don't trust them either. I don't trust any of them. I judge people by their fruit, cuz like I go based on what they do and not what they say. Cuz action speaks louder than words. Anybody could say I was the best friend of this person, I was the best friend of that person. You know what I'm saying? Cuz like this fake friend, or pretending like he's a real friend of Nolan Wells. Anyone could say, oh, I was the best friend of Nolan Wells. I've known him for years. We grew up in the sandbox together. Anyone could say that. It doesn't take a lot to say, I was the best friend. But you should know them by the fruit. The Bible says that. You should know them by the fruit. So you know someone based on how they behave, based on on the actions, based on how they act, not based on what they say. So that's why I don't take any of that, what he said, seriously. Because it doesn't take much to say you was the best friend of someone. But no best friend is gonna leave their friend behind, stranded on an island by themselves, and then after this friend that you claim was your best friend is found dead, then you deactivate your social media, you go in hiding, and you all lawyered up. What kind of best friend does that? And on top of that, you don't even have the gall to even show up to his funeral. If you was a best friend of Nolan Wells, you would have showed up to his funeral. You would have been supporting his family. You would have been there to console the mother and the father. You would be there as an emotional support for them dealing with the tragic loss of their son. But no, you guys went in hiding. You lawyered up, and all of a sudden you're doing these scripted interview with a known. This guy is a known tap dancing raccoon that it advocates for white people and denigrate black people and don't want to hold white people accountable. And I'm not saying all white people. I'm talking about those who are racist. So don't get what I say. Don't take what I say out of context. I'm talking about those who are racist and have evil in their intentions in their heart towards people of color. So this guy always, trying to advocate for the so-called white man. Like I said, he's the same one that was saying the cop that was responsible for ending the life of Sonia Massey. Let me see if I find the article. This guy, this cop. Let's look up this 1 second. Bear with me. I gotta find it. This story is very heartbreaking to me, because this woman did not deserve what happened to her. You could tell that she was dealing with mental problems or whatever. But for her to be killed the way she did is just gut wrenching, man. So this is a cop. I'm gonna show you right now. He's a cop. We already know this story was very big. It was a big news thing. This cop right here. You know, this is Sonia Massey on the left. Sonia Massey called because she thought someone was trying to break into a car or something like that. So she was suffering from some type of mental crisis, and he forced himself in their house, like, and kept questioning her and trying to find out more information, and he could have just walked away and just left her alone, but one thing led to the next, and he shot her just for her saying, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." And this same freaking clown was defending let me see. Let's go back. The same guy here was defending the cop that shot and killed Sonia Massey, and saying that, oh, she was trying to throw the pot of hot boiling water at the cop, even though it was proven that was not the truth. And that same cop was sentenced to 20 years in prison, and he's been diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. But see, God don't like ugly, man. And when you do evil to our people, God said vengeance is His, and karma eventually catch up to them. But let's continue this video.
In the medical industry, you can get to any profession, you will see more dynamics of racial issues than you do in policing.
Okay, every other profession is more racist than the police, is what you're saying.
I have never met a racist police officer when I was a police officer.
Who gives a damn?
This dude is very ignorant. Right? He never want to acknowledge that there are racist white folks out here. He don't want to hold white conservatives accountable for the racist things they do and say. And I'm not saying all white folks are racist, but there's a good portion of them who are racist. But this dude never want to hold them accountable for the evil things they do to our people.
10 years.
Who you done met, sir?
I've been.
That has nothing to do
the Black National Police Association.
Macrocosm of data.
You know, just to give some context.
It's crazy, man.
To
Let's skip this right here. Let's go to these so-called friends of his.
Is he dead? Nobody has ever, none of the kids on this boat have ever admitted that anybody said that they thought Nolan was dead on the boat. This is the first time that we are hearing this.
After hearing that audio and knowing all the facts, they should be investigating this like it's a homicide and stop with the he say, she say from all of those kids on the boat who are presumed innocent at this moment.
Yo, cuz, can you imagine if the roles were reversed? We talked about this earlier. Can you imagine how, if the roles were reversed and it was like a white kid surrounded by his black friends, and then that white kid that was the only one out of the group was mysteriously end up being dead, and then the black kids end up going in hiding, and deactivated their whole social media platform and all lawyered up. Can you imagine the backlash and the what will happen? They won't just rule it as an accidental drowning or it was self-inflicted. They won't downplay it as like, oh, he just drowned on his own. Nah, they were gonna interrogate all those black kids. They were gonna interrogate them. They're gonna do a thorough investigation. They're going to try to get to the bottom of what happened. But in this situation involving Nolan Wells, they trying to claim that there was no foul play involved, and that he was intoxicated and stuff like that, and he ended up drowning as a result of that. So they downplaying it, and on top of that, the autopsy is complete, but the public is not able to see the autopsy. The first autopsy that was done by the state is apparently being sent to the jury, and they're gonna make a decision if they want to indict the so-called white friends of Nolan Wells. which they may not necessarily even follow through with. So I think, to be honest with you, they're just gonna rule this as like as an accidental drowning, even though I know that's not the case. Because let's go back to the audio. All right, before we go back to the audio, let's continue with the video. Let's continue with this, because these friends were snakes, man. They were not his real friends, bro. Real friends don't do this. Real friends don't leave their friends behind, and on top of that, they delete their social media and go in hiding, and they don't want to speak on what actually happened to their friend. They were snakes, man.
But I'm seeing and hearing guilt just off the fact that they even had his phone. That part. Why did you even have his telephone?
Exactly. That's why I was also thinking too. Like, they held on to his phone, and what was crazy about that was the fact that, let me see if I can turn the camera back on. Right. You know what was crazy about the phone thing? The mom was trying to get back the phone, and they made it difficult for the mom to get back the phone. And the mom said that when she ended up getting, it took about like half an hour, close to half an hour, for her to eventually get the phone back. And then, like, the mom said that she found messages that were deleted and Snapchat, all this stuff was deleted. So it's very suspicious, man. There no friends move like that. No real friends move like that. The fact that it's like they all came together as one and fabricated this fake story to make it appear as if, you know, it was like a freak accident that happened and there was no foul play involved. And what's crazy is that they all did the same exact thing. They all did, like I said, they all deleted their social media accounts and they all lawyered up. That's very suspicious. No, those are telltale signs that something nefarious have happened on that boat, bro. And I honestly believe they unalived them on the boat, because you could hear it in the background. Somebody said, Nolan, is he dead? So let's continue with this video, because, you know, it's crazy to me.
I will never get over that, because even as an adult, my phone is my life. If I'm staying back doing anything, I'm staying with my phone. So they need to. And
that's another thing that really tripped me up. This fake friend that I showed you earlier, he said that Nolan Wells left his phone on the boat and that no one would bring their phone on with them because it would get wet. But there's a video of the man that was calling, like, that was on the phone on the island. So you have reception. You could be able to use your phone. What kind of person is going to leave their phone behind and be okay with just be left stranded on the island without having access to their phone, where in case of emergency they can reach someone? It makes absolutely no sense. So that whole story about how he left his phone behind and they just asked him to, it's like they make it seem like they did what they tried their best to let him come on the boat and he refused to go, and at the same time he didn't ask for his phone. That doesn't even make any logical sense in the first place. Because, yeah, people don't leave their phones behind. The phones are waterproof nowadays. Exactly. And the phone is your lifeline. The phone is what you use to call people, to, you know, reach out. You know, you do almost everything you do with your phone. So it's like, and the mom said that that's not the type of person Nolan Wells is. Like, he takes pictures a lot. He likes to take pictures. He likes to use his phone. Like, he's very someone who's active with his phone. So the fact that they make this whole story up about how he never brought his phone with him and he just was okay with leaving his phone behind is asinine to me. So let's continue with the video.
To be investigating all of those kids, interviewing them piece by piece, one at a time.
And I'm still shocked that they haven't interrogate these kids individually and separate them, because you could clearly tell that these so-called friends of his all came together to fabricate this scenario to make it seem as if this whole situation happened by accident. Oh, and Nolan Wells just died on his own will, and they didn't play no part in his death. They had nothing to do with it. It's like they trying to just wash their hands clean and trying to absolve themselves for any of the blame that they were responsible for. And it's just crazy to me, man. That's why I said you got to be careful of the friends you keep, because the same people who you call your friends are actually snakes, and they are planning and plotting against you, and they don't have. See, there's it's just crazy how people are so trusting nowadays with people, and this is why I don't really keep a lot of. I don't keep friends. I only keep a certain group of people around me, and I keep God closer because I know there are people out here who don't mean you any good, and they will try to do harm to you, and they have bad intentions. And sometimes it's just because of jealousy. Maybe because you're more successful than them, you're more popular than them, you have a lot more going for yourself, and they hate the fact that you have the potential to be something great in life. And when they look at you, it reminds them of how much of a failure they are. And in my belief, they were jealous of Nolan Wells. And I've mentioned it before in my previous video. A lot of these fights stem from over females, and allegedly, the guy that was in the background, named Bert or whatever, that they were saying, "Oh, you killed him," and I'll go back and replay the audio again. Allegedly, that guy was dating the girl that Nolan Wells was messing with, or I guess dealing with at that time when they were on the island. So there could be some jealousy there, and a fight may have broken out between the two, and that end up with Nolan Wells. Unfortunately, Wells unfortunately end up losing his life. And you know what's crazy? This audio is so clear. You could clearly hear what you hear, like somebody saying Nolan. Let's go back and play the audio again, because my ears don't lie to me, and I know I hear what I hear, and I'm not being deceived. I know I could hear clearly what appears to be somebody saying Nolan. Let's go back and play the audio, because this is crazy. Let's go back and play the audio.
Is this real?
Nancy
And we
Grace
know this
would
real.
play this.
Sure, is he dead? Is he dead? Nolan. Oh my God.
Cecil assistant.
Nolan, don't die.
He's speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn.
This really upsetting.
Our village pump stopped working.
This is really upsetting right now.
Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
This is really upsetting.
All right, of course. How far is the coming up?
This is a whole cover up, man. This is a whole cover up. And God don't like ugly, man. And whatever you sow, you shall also reap. And these fake ass friends of Nolan, they all conspired together to cover up their crimes and make it appear as if some random thing happened that was not their own doing. And it's like, it's just insane, man. You know what I mean? It's just really sick how people can just do evil and then pretend as if nothing is wrong and they could go about their normal lives. And when you see how they lawyered up and they're doing all this stuff, it's sick, man.
Up, sir. Can you give me a description? Ankles?
It's very sick.
Hello?
Hey.
Yes. How far is the water coming up, sir?
It's coming up.
And nothing was wrong with the boat. Honestly, I don't think that boat was sinking. They just used that story as an alibi to make it appear as if some emergency happened, so they could have it on record to make it show that, oh, the boat was sinking and we needed help, so that's why we have to leave the island. And then we end up finding out. So my question is this. So that's another thing that was alarming to me. If the boat was sinking and you needed someone to help you with the boat, how is it that in the dispatcher call you could hear clearly someone else in the background in distress, and then when there's other separate audio where they ask with the dispatch lady asks how many people are on the boat? It's like about 7. I think he said about 7, and then they were counting, and they say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then they stop at 6. So like they didn't count an extra person. So there's a lot of things that just doesn't add up, and it's like a lot of suspicious things that took place. So also, like I was saying again, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and share this video on all platforms, because We got to get these videos out here because they want to silence us. These people, what they want to do is they don't want us to speak the truth, and they don't want us to reveal the, like, really speak on what actually happened on that day. They want us to remain complacent and not speak on what actually happened, you know. So let's continue. I want to go back to the video of that lady speaking. Let's go back to the video of the lady speaking.
So they need to be investigating all of those kids, interviewing them piece by piece, one at a time. And I promise you,
exactly,
somebody's gonna break and tell the truth here.
Irvin Moore, Nolan Wells' position coach at Southwest Mississippi Community College, told People.com that he has had to bury close relatives, including his late mother. I've dealt with loss before, he would say, but at least I knew what happened. And that is exactly the dark cloud that hangs over this entire story. They would publish, again from People.com, there is little agreement on basic facts beyond this. Wells' group returned without him. A friend called Wells' mom and the United States...
So here's the thing. This coach of Nolan Wells, right, that known him for a while, said there's little agreement on basic facts beyond this. Wells' group, so-called friends that were snakes, returned without him. A friend calls Wells' mom, so-called friend, and the U.S. Coast Guard late on July 4th to report their son missing. And searchers or the rescuers found his body face down on the island northwest tip on July 6th, feet from the water edge. He was still wearing his blue swim trunks. So they found him fully clothed, which is another alarming thing. They found him fully clothed, and there's a video of Nolan Wells in the water, and he had no shirt on. So it's very suspicious that when the rescuers went to go search for him and they found his body, he was found face down with clothes on. He was wearing his blue swim trunks and he was fully clothed. So that's very alarming. That means they were basically, to me, they were panicking. They're like, how can we get rid of the body and make it look like, you know, he was just like intoxicated, or he had drugs in the system, and he ended up, you know, drowning on his own. And, you know, they try to make it seem as if he was responsible, like no one was inflicted this on himself. But what really gave it away was the fact that he was fully clothed. They found his body fully clothed on face down. And also, if he was on the island and he was unalive on the island, people would have noticed that. Because there were a whole ton of there's countless boats that were all throughout the island, and there's multiple people there, so somebody would have noticed that. No, I believe honestly that they took him out on the boat, like they unalived him on the boat, and after that they try to come up with an idea of what they can do to make it appear as if it was a freak accident, and that there were no foul play involved. But nah, this is very nefarious what they did to this young man. You know, they were snakes, man. Absolute
Coast Guard
snakes.
late on July the 4th
Let's skip this part.
Trunks. The sheriffs claimed he drowned. Many are left.
And this is what's sickening to me, cause is the fact that they just automatically wrote it off as like drowning. They didn't even want to do no thorough investigation to really get to the bottom of what really happened to this young man. They want to just automatically write it off as like an accidental drowning, and now he was like they claim that there's drugs in the system, and that's like one of the reasons why he ended up losing his life, because he was like out in the water on his own, and he accidentally drowned because of that. So they really want to write it off as just another freak accident. Yeah, they're very sick people, cause sick individuals, like absolutely sick. And this is why I don't trust the media, I don't trust the news, and I don't trust the government, because these people are known to make up lies and try to cover for one another. And the son, the one that I showed you in the beginning, that did the interview with this tap dancing buffoon, his mother is the judge, and you could tell this is a cover up because there's a crisis center line that you can call to give any tips of any information you may find that could help solve the case. And guess who that number goes directly to? If you guess the judge, you got it right. That number goes directly to the same judge who's the mother of that kid that did the interview with officer with tap dancing officer Tatum. So at the end of the day, man, you could tell this thing is a whole cover up, man. It's a huge cover up. So they're all in on it, you know. They're all on it. They're all
left
in on it.
Deep suspicions. On the enhanced audio we played previously.
So and on the enhanced video, it says a forensic audio expert featured on the News Nation, Jesse Webster Live, noted that the enhanced audio was at least 20 seconds longer than the original. So the enhanced video is longer than the original. So that's why I also think they altered the video, also the enhanced audio. I think it was been altered because I'm sure there was a lot more revealing information that was said, incriminating information, but they trying to protect these white boys. They trying to protect them from anything that they did. They're not trying to hold them accountable. Let's continue.
Their direction. Importantly, Dr. Roger Mitchell. The findings were published by LA Mag, and they are vital to take in. So listen. Mitchell wrote that advanced.
So another thing that was very suspicious to me was the fact that the medical examiner seemed to have taken way too long to conduct her initial autopsy and to get all the information available so that he could send it over to the medical examiner that's conducting his own independent autopsy. And this is a quote that was said. It says, Mitchell wrote that advanced decomposition and the fact that the body was already undergoing advanced stages of decay, of decomposition. The official autopsy significantly limited that examination because the main organs, including the lungs and portions of the neck, had already been removed during the initial autopsy. And he said he could not determine whether Nolan drowned or whether another cause contributed to his death. And in many unexplained death investigation, retaining organs for additional testing is a routine and often standard procedure. And he wrote that he could not rule out the possibility that non-accidental factors played a role, or if it was foul play involved. But I just said to myself, man, like it seemed like the medical examiner that was responsible for examining Nolan Wells' body did a poor job, and it's like she actually examined the throat. The throat was missing when the body was sent over to the second medical examiner to conduct his own separate independent autopsy. He couldn't actually conclusively determine what was the cause of death because the throat was missing from the autopsy. So he can't determine exactly what was the cause of his death, if it was like foul play involved or if it was accidental drowning. So at this point, it's like I just see like some nefarious thing going on with the medical examiner, with the judge, and they all the sheriff. It's like they're all in on it, man. It's like a collaborative effort that they have agreed upon to sabotage this young man, and his is the truth. You know, trying to sabotage the truth of what really actually happened to this young man, and how they were these white kids, man, were responsible or played some part in his killing, in his death. So let's skip this. Let's go back. So this is the reason why I'm the title I mentioned. This is why I chose this title. Like, be careful of the friends you keep, because these people who you call your friends are actually snakes. They are stabbing your back, and the fact that these so-called friends did what they did to him, and they try to claim as if they were best friends. This is another thing too. All of a sudden, these people are claiming that they're his best friend, and it's like, wait, where you came from? If the mom don't know you, that means you're not his best friends. Best friends do not go in hiding after something like this happened. Best friends would have been very emotionally distraught over losing someone close to them. A best friend is not gonna just sit down and have an interview with somebody and not show any emotions. First of all, a real friend is probably not even gonna want to talk and not even gonna want to have an interview. They're gonna need some time to grieve the loss of their loved one. You know what I mean? They're gonna take time to grieve. They're not gonna be like so open to have interviews. Yo, I just hit the nail on the head. Oh my God, that's how you know this stuff was all planned out. Because what kind of best friend is gonna want to go on and do an interview? A best friend is gonna take time out of his day to grieve the loss of their friend, especially a best friend. Like a best friend is like a brother. Sometimes you're closer to your best friend than your actual blood relatives. And if you lose somebody that's close to you like that, you're not gonna be so open to have interviews. You're gonna want to grieve the loss of your close friend. You're gonna take time out to grieve, and you're gonna definitely show up to their funeral. That's number one. If that's the person that you call your best friend, you're gonna definitely show up to their funeral, and you're gonna make sure you be there to support the parents in their grieving process and be there as an emotional support. But no, they never showed up to the funeral. And all of a sudden you lawyered up. What kind of best friend lawyers up in a situation like this where you lost somebody that close to you? You're not gonna lawyer up. In fact, you're gonna be open up to criticism, and you're gonna speak highly of your friend, and you're gonna be like, I got nothing to hide. If you know, you don't need to. You're gonna be like, I don't need to have any lawyer because I have nothing to hide. Nolan Wells was a good friend to me. He mean a lot to me, and I'm letting the world know that I didn't know I had nothing to do with his death. And at the same time, I want to get to the truth. I want to know what really actually happened to him. But the fact that they all collaboratively went into hiding, they deactivated their social media, they lawyered up, is very suspicious to me. And it's like it's a red flag, a huge red flag. All right, let's go. Let's skip. Let's see. And this is the district attorney was like reading off a teleprompter, and I was listening to her, and I could tell she's not being authentic. I was like, she's just speaking. She's just reading off a teleprompter, and she's not really speaking from the heart. And they don't care less of solving the case, you know, with Nolan Wells. They don't care about that. They don't care about that for sure. All right, so. And there's people that I've noticed that in the interview with tap dancing buffoon Tatum, that there are parts of the interview that were like cut up, like they were deleted, and they were like skipped. Certain parts of the interview like were being skipped, like they cut out part of the interview that will be, you know, incriminating to this person. And this is when I know this stuff. That also reinforced my inferences or my belief that this was all planned out. Because if you're doing an interview with someone, you don't need to edit anything out. Whether you're gonna speak honestly for what you believe. And like I said, if you really love someone and you lost someone that was that close to you, most of the time you're not gonna want to talk to anybody. Because you're going to need time to grieve. You're going to need time to your space to like mourn the loss of your loved one, of your best friend. This is why I know it was fake. Because if this person was your best friend, you're not going to be so quick to want to do interviews with anyone. And on top of that, you're not going to not show up. You're going to definitely show up to their funeral. And you're going to speak. You're going to boldly speak with your chest out on your own social media and say, I'm not responsible for my friend losing his life. I always admire my friend. And I'm not afraid to speak the truth, and I'm there to support the family, and I'm not hiding anything. But you deactivate your social media, you're lawyered up. Now you're going on these podcasts and trying to clout off of the passing of your friend. It's very suspicious, man. And this is why I said you gotta be careful of the friends you keep, because a lot of these people are like snakes, and I believe Nolan Wells was surrounded by a bunch of snakes, people who acted as if they were his friends, but they were fake, and they had no good intentions for him. And I believe this whole incident started over a female. This fight. Most of the stuff people don't understand. Most of the times, guys kill each other over women. A lot of times, fights start over a woman. You know, somebody, it may be dealing with your woman, and you feel some type of way. Then you trying to go back and forth with that person, and guys be killing each other over a woman. I mean, it's unfortunate, but that's what really happens. That happens a lot, and people are not willing to walk away. You know, if she doesn't want you, it's her loss, not yours. And some people ego don't allow them to just walk away and move on. So I believe a physical altercation happened on that boat between Nolan Wells and one of the so-called friend, and they gang up on him, or somebody holding down. Something happened, and they end up killing him. And what happened is that they're like, well, we can't really say what happened because now our lives are ruined. And you know, these kids are wealthy, very wealthy, because their parents have a lot of money. So they probably like, man, my lives are going to be ruined. We're not going to be able to do the things that we normally do. We're going to have a record on our ends, and they have a lot of power, you know, connection, because the mom is a judge. So it's like we might as well use the connections that we have so we can escape any responsibility that we may have to face if we come clean of what we did. You know what I mean? So it's a huge cover-up. Honestly, that's what it is. It's a huge cover-up. And like I said, they're a body language expert that reviewed the interaction, like the interview. There was this one interview with this guy and the interview with the other guy, the other black guy. Well, he's not fully black. He's like mixed or anything, with something else. But you could see the interview, and like you could tell, like there's a lot of weird like body language. They seem very closed off, and they don't seem very relaxed. And you know, one thing I look when it comes onto someone being genuine is their facial expression, and like how they look in terms of how they're dealing with the loss of their friend. If you lose someone that's close to you, you're not gonna be able to talk a lot about stuff. Like if somebody asks you to give a summary of what actually happened or what you think may have happened, sometimes the thought alone will cause you to like almost choke on your own self. Like, you won't be able to even get your words out. What crazy is these judges are responsible to uphold the laws. If it was reversed, the judge will be enraged. Man, you already know, man. It would be fries if it was the other way around. They would have never allowed these if it was a group of black kids that left their white friends on their white friend on the island, and then all of a sudden this white friend ended up being dead, and you hear all the stuff you heard in the background on the phone. They would have crucified these kids. They would have been in prison. They would have been locked up already, and they would be waiting to see if they're gonna indict them on murder charges. They wouldn't be out free roaming around. They would have been interrogated to the man. You already know what's gonna happen. These kids have judges on their side trying to cover their whole thing up. Yeah, man. They're trying to conspire, you know, together to not take responsibility, to say that we had nothing to do with his death. You know, that's just their intention. You know, that's what they're trying to do. But let's go. Let's see for this.
A world-renowned body language expert weighing in on that interview.
There's a lot of signs that I could look at, man.
Who claims that he's Nolan Wells' best friend and was with him on July 4th.
There's a lot of inconsistencies in their stories as well. You know, when I sat down and listened to their interview, a lot of things they were saying didn't add up. There were like inconsistencies with the time when they last saw Nolan Wells, inconsistencies with the story of what happened on that day, and if he was on the boat or not, and like, it's just a lot of stuff that just didn't add up. You know what I mean? A lot of stuff that didn't add up. Just a lot of stuff that just didn't add up, man. And now, what really makes me upset is the fact that they're going after the mother, who's grieving the loss of her son, and they're trying to go after her job. and saying that she's grifting and all. She's trying to take the money that she had from the for the gifts and gold, whatever, and he used it to buy a brand new car, which is fabricated. It was all fake. And you said judges on their side, cops and lawyers. Yeah, they're all in it on it together, man. The whole world is on them kids' side. Even the news outlet. Yeah, the news outlet like TMZ is trying to make it seem like, because TMZ is the one that released the original audio with the 911 call that I just played with you earlier. TMZ actually is the one that released the audio. But you know what's crazy about it? TMZ don't want to admit that what they heard in the background with, like, when you hear clear as day, you can hear somebody say Nolan, is he dead and all that stuff, and somebody say you killed him, like Bart, you killed him. They don't want to acknowledge that that actually is what you hear. Like, that's actually what the sound of what they say in the background. They want to say it's not real, and this is what is crazy to me when it comes to our people getting justice. People want to downplay it. They want to ignore it. They want to just sweep it under the rug. And I'm telling you, God is not pleased with these folks. And judgment is coming for these people. Judgment is coming for all these people that do evil to our people. They're not going to get away with it. God don't like ugly, man. And God said vengeance is mine. So I believe God is going to enact vengeance on those who do evil to our people. Because we are the original people of the Bible. Right? And when I see all the evil acts of atrocity, that was done to my people, how we've been, hear these stories. I hear so many stories of black young men that are lynched, are killed in so much egregious ways. I said to myself, God is not pleased, and the judgment of God is going to fall hard on these people that are responsible for killing my people. And they thought they could get away with it because they know the system worked in their favor, and they are seen as innocent. It's crazy to me when a white person and I'm not speaking for all white people. I'm not saying this is the case for every single one, right? Because I know there's some upstanding white people that are speaking out against this and calling out the hypocrisy in this society, and they speak out against white supremacy. So I'm not saying this is for all white people. I'm saying the select group of those who are racist, right? It's like crazy to me that in the society they like to always paint the white person as like this innocent individual that can't do no wrong, and he is like, he doesn't have the intention to do evil. Always like it's these cases that I'm hearing with Nolan Wells and this other case of this other black young man that was found killed, found drowned that died in this lake, and he was an excellent swimmer. I gotta bring up that case too. And the white friends that you hanging out with, this white friend was caught with his clothes and all this stuff, and they said they only charged him with tamper with evidence. They didn't charge him with murder. And it's crazy to me how they always want to paint the white kid as innocent, as like someone who had no responsibility in the killing of young black men and women. It's a sick system that we live in, man. The society's sick. That's why I pray for justice for my people, and I know God is gonna bring justice to my people, man. And I say justice for Nolan Wells, justice for justice for Nolan Wells. And you know what they also try to do? They try to denigrate the mother, and they try to say that she is fake and she doesn't care about grieving. Like she's pretending as if she's grieving her son's loss. There's this YouTuber called Ringo TV. This guy is sick. I'm sick of this dude. Listen to the sick stuff he says. Hear this out, cuz this guy called Ringo TV. He's a sick individual. Who he's upset the fact that people have came out in large numbers to support the mother and helping her with any type of financial incentives to deal with any of the legal issues that she may have to go through. Because when it comes down to a filing lawsuit, that costs a lot of money. And also, when people trying to sabotage your job and they trying to write these fake reviews of how bad of a worker you are, that affects your bottom line. And so I'm all for people going out there to donate and support the mother, because she needs all the money she can get. And I think $1 million may not even be enough, because in fact she should be compensated way more, because no money can replace the loss of a loved one, you know. But listen to this nasty individual, or what he said about the mother.
Gracious. But I don't really like you. That's where a lot of you are with people right now. You're surrounded by fake people. Well, I'm real.
He's narcissist. He said he's real, but he said he's the only one that speaks truth. So all of a sudden you're the deciding factor, mano guy that only speak the truth, and everybody else speak lies and all this stuff. Just straight buffoonery, man. But listen to this dude. Listen to this guy.
One of the last of a dying breed of real people.
Listen to this guy.
That are not fake.
That are not fake. Okay.
So if you're the type of person that you're accustomed to being around fake people,
okay,
you're not gonna recognize when you're around a real person.
You hear this guy? Narcissist.
You're just gonna get offended.
Straight narcissist.
Imagine I don't even know you, and you'll get offended, and we don't even know each other. If that's how you are when you watch me, then how you are when you interact with people in the world.
Yeah, cause I didn't know you knew Ringo TV. I don't know. Did we ever talk about did I ever mention Ringo TV to you, cuz I used to enjoy watching his videos, man. He used to talk some real stuff, bro. Like I used to rock with his videos, but for some reason he's been grifting hard lately. Like no, for a couple years he's been grifting very hard for the right man, yo. He said Charlie Kirk did more for the black community than Martin Luther King. Oh, you used to watch him like 10 years ago. Oh, so you never heard of him from me, right? Because I used to rock with his videos. His older videos were like some real spit stuff, like he used to speak some real stuff, some real fire. But for some reason he changed up his tune, bro. It's like, okay, so you know him for yourself. Okay, got it. I'm surprised you knew about him, because I used to watch his videos. He used to have a channel called Black Male Advice TV. Yeah, he used to be real, man. He used to be real authentic, bro. Like I used to watch he had a channel called Black Male Advice TV, and he used to talk about some real life stuff, like the dating scene, like the red pill, like female nature. And I used to like listen to him, and I'm like, he used to talk some real stuff. And just like he used to always call out pastors that were like, yeah, he definitely sold out. He sold out for sure. I had a dream about this guy, because I prayed about it. I'm like, God, what's up with this dude? Like I used to I used to enjoy watching his video, but he just switched up. All of a sudden he's caping for these white dudes, and he don't want to hold them accountable for anything they do wrong. And then in the dream, I remembered I'm sitting down. I'm not sitting down. I see in the dream he's sitting down on a table with a bunch of white folks, and he has his hand out like this, like give me some. Like basically he had his hand out for from some basically some crumbs, and he had his mouth he looked like an absolute clown. So I think he's bought and paid for, man. Like he's definitely sold out, man. He's a sellout. But let's listen to this guy, man. I'm very disappointed, because I used to rock with him, but I don't rock with him no more because of the crazy things he said. When he used to wear the MAGA hat, and I support Trump, more so for his policy. I don't support the MAGA community, because they promote racist ideology against my people. I hate it. I speak out against white supremacy. I speak out against racism and all this stuff. I like Trump because of his policies. Trump was a way better fit for the job than Kamala Harris. Because if it wasn't for Trump, the borders would have been, oh my God, it would have been overtaken by a bunch of illegals. And they already poured into the country by the millions. So Trump shut that shit down, secured the border, and start deporting these illegals out the country. Because when they come into the country, they dump millions of anchor babies, and they abuse the 13th Amendment. They take advantage of the amendment. That was not meant for them. That was meant for the babies of slaves. And Trump even said this. So what, the system, they took advantage of that amendment that was not meant for them, and we fought for we fought in like for their rights, and they take take advantage of it and abuse it. But going back to the whole situation with Ringo, he starts grifting for the white conservatives. He was saying stuff like Charlie Kirk did more for the black community than Martin Luther King. And when he said that, I lost all respect for him. And he was wearing this mega hat, and I'm like, dude, you're really caping hard for these white folks, because you're trying to grow your right audience. Because once you start caping for these white folks, they come out in droves and start supporting you. And that's what Officer Tatum does. Officer tap dancing Tatum does. He's trying to cape for these white folks because he's conservative. I'm a conservative also, but I'm not like a far right conservative. I'm not like extremist, and I'm not caping for a bunch of racists. I speak out against racism. You know what I mean? But like, I'm gonna play this video because what really upsetting to me was the fact that he was like denigrating the mother and saying that how she's grifting and how she's faking on camera. Like he played a video. Let me go back to the. You want to see the beginning? I'll play the beginning, right? Up to like the 15 mark, because he said some stuff that was just sickening, man. Actually, let me play up to this point when he said something that really upsetting. That was really upsetting to my spirit. Listen to this, cuz. Listen to this.
Walk around with a chip on your shoulder every time. Everybody got to be perfect. I got to kiss your ass. I got to say all the nice words unless you're going to cry like a bitch, or you're going to be a mature adult. I'm 49. I expect that when I'm talking on camera that I'm talking with adults, people that have reasoning skills, people that can think clear. Just like most people are NPCs today. They wear their feelings on their shoulder. They cry every minute. They complain about everything in life. They have selective outrage. They're just easy to manipulate. Like, we live in a sick world right now. You have a Filipino woman. She plays the race card.
And she's not 100% Filipino. She's mixed too. She have black in her family, but he don't want to acknowledge that side of it. This dude he's a clown, man.
Basically subpoenaed all of Nolan's friends and major apps that these kids frequent.
And that's isn't that what she's supposed to do? Cuz, correct me if I'm wrong, but a mother that recently lost their son and is grieving, and no one is coming forward. These so-called friends that are snakes. None of them is coming forward and actually telling the truth of what actually happened to Nolan Wells. They all trying to be secretive, and they trying to create this false narrative of how it was like a freak accident. And they don't want to be honest about what happened. And on top of that, the mom had to fight really hard to get access to the phone of her son, and then she ends up finding like deleted messages and also Snapchats and all that stuff that raised a lot of alarm bells. So of course the mom is going to do what's necessary in order to make sure she get justice for her son. So she's going to subpoena all the electronic devices from these so-called friends of his, so you could get to the bottom. So they could do more thorough investigation to get to the bottom of what actually really took place and who was responsible for killing Nolan Wells. Like, any reasonable mother would do that. But this guy is like trying to shame her for doing something that any person in their right mind would want to do. Like, that's grieving the loss of their loved one, and it's trying to get to the bottom of the story of what actually happened to their son. Like, it's just ridiculous, man. But I'm gonna keep playing the video.
To try to, I guess, blame the kid that they had some involvement with Nolan Wells.
It's not like she's trying to blame. Did she ever mention that these kids are? She never once. I never heard the mother said out of her mouth that these kids were responsible or they were guilty of unaliving their son, or they're the reason why their son is dead. She just want to get to the bottom of what happened. She wants the answer. She wants answers. Anybody in their right mind will want to do more thorough investigation to get to the bottom of what happened. Because these kids, these so-called friends who are snakes, are not really being honest with what happened on that day. How did Nolan Wells end up on an island on his own with a phone? That's alarm. That's a very alarming, and that's a red flag. No person in their right mind is gonna want to be left alone on an island on your own without a phone, without no access to anybody. They can't reach anyone in case of an emergency. And on top of that, his body was floating on the island with his head down, fully clothed. And last time they saw him, he never had any shirt on. He was wearing like a pants. So wait, somebody took, like, they unalived him and then they put a clothes on to make it appear as if he did it on his own. Come on, man. The mom see a lot of red flags that was written. It's written, the handwriting is written all over that this is a cover up, and she's doing what is necessary to get to the bottom of what happened to her son. But this dude is trying to shame her to make it seem like, oh, she's playing this victim gymnastic and trying to make it seem like, oh, the friends were responsible and she's a liar and all this stuff. It's sick, man. But let's continue with the video. It's sick.
Wells' death. For some reason, she just can't get over it.
Your son
is dead.
You hear this? Yo, cuz, isn't that infuriating? You just heard what this piece of shit just said about the mother? Let's go back, cuz. Hear this disgusting thing this guy just said about the mother.
To try to
hear this,
I guess, blame the kids that
listen to this, cuz,
had some involvement with Nolan Wells' death.
This guy is demonic.
She just can't get over it. Your son is dead. It's time to move on now.
You hear this? Holy shoot! He said the mom needs to move on, get over the death of her son. That's such an egregious thing to say. Who will get over the past? Yo, that really infuriated. That really pissed me off, cause I was so disgusted by what he just said. What he just said is so egregious. First of all, when you love someone as close as your son, your daughter, like somebody that close to you that you know birth, especially as a mother, that was once a living thing in your womb. How can you ever get over the loss of someone that's your own flesh and blood? He said for the mom to get over it. He don't have a son. He don't have a son, cuz. Moderator, don't show that comment by my don't hide that comment. Don't hide that comment. Don't hide that comment don't hide that comment, moderator. Show that comment. But I don't know why it's not letting me show it. Show that yeah, show that comment. But what this thing keeps popping up? Yeah, he have 4 daughters, cuz he have 4 daughters. He doesn't have any son. And I think that's the punishment from God. Because it's like you only have daughters. But like I said, it's not I don't necessarily say it's not a blessing for you to have daughters, but I believe God knows what he's like. Everything happens for a reason. God knows what he's doing. Like for him, he said that the son is gay, bro. I gotta play. Yo, he said some crazy stuff, man. I was literally scratching my head like, what the hell are you talking about, bro? You said, yeah, you gotta be careful. God works in mysterious ways. Exactly. You gotta be careful what you say, because if you speak ill of the dead, man, it might come back to haunt you. It might come back to bite you. That's why I don't speak ill of the dead, because God don't like evil. And this is what he said. He said the mom needs to get over her son passing. Is sick. That is so egregious, man. Why would you have the heart? Like, what would possess you to say something so egregious about the mom? The mom is grieving the loss of her son, and she's still trying to get to the bottom of what actually happened. And you have the nerve to say that she needs to get over her son and move on? That is sick. Yo, when I heard that, cuz I had to walk away for a little bit, man. I couldn't bear it, bro. That's so egregious, man. But it's hard for me to even play this video right now, because I'm like, what this dude just said is sick. Imagine if he loses his daughter. You see, I don't want to speak ill of anybody, but God don't like ugly. He had 4 daughters, right? Can you imagine how he would feel if, God forbid, he would have lost one of his daughters, and then somebody makes a video about his daughter and say, man, you need to get over your daughter dying. Like, just move on. It is what it is. Can you imagine how he would feel? But he feel like he has a nerve to say that about a mom that just lost their son, man. And even when 5, 10, 15, 20 years passed on, that mother would never get over losing their son, bro. Especially, I believe that's her only son. That even make it worse. But even if she may have other kids, no parents ever get over losing their son. And this dude is gonna tell, oh, get over losing your son. Get over it. Forget about it. It's sick, bro. Let's go back and play. Yeah, you never would have expected that from him. Yeah, he changed up, man. Cause he's not the same person that he was 10, 15, 20 years ago. He was like, to me, back in the days, I saw him like as like a not like a father figure, because I don't know him personally. But I used to talk to him on Instagram, the old Instagram before they banned me because of the stupid bot thing they did with Facebook. Because my Instagram was connected with Facebook, so my account got banned. And I used to have like a good amount of followers, and I used to communicate with this guy on Instagram. I actually communicate with him, and I thought he was an upstanding guy, and I thought he was really. I'm like, yo, this guy is somebody I can use. I can look up to as a mentor type of person. But because we used to communicate with him, I think one time, no, the message we used to message a lot, and he used to he does like voice recordings, like he would type essays, bro. The dude is very long-winded. But I remember we used to communicate on Instagram together, and I used to always check up on him, like, yo, how's it going? He's like, he's doing good and all that stuff. And I remember, I forgot exactly what we talked about, but we had a connection. Like, we were like close. I didn't know him personally, and I never called him a friend or anything like that. But I used to always think, man, this guy is pretty straight. He's a cool guy, and I was rocking with him before, until he started switching up and he started like caping for the white man, and any opportunity he gets, he likes to denigrate the black man. Always talking about how the Carmelo Anthony case, he said that Carmelo Anthony is guilty of murder. He should be sentenced to life in prison, even though Carmelo Anthony acted in self-defense and all this stuff. But yeah, man, I want to go back and play this video. Let's rewind this stuff. It's sick. It's sick. It's sick.
I guess blame the kids that they had some involvement with
It's
Nolan
sick.
Wells' death. For some reason, she just can't get over it.
This guy's sick.
Your son is dead. It's time to move on now.
Sick.
You got a free funeral,
Wow.
free autopsy test,
Wow.
$800,000 in cash.
Okay, that's not enough money. 1.5, 2, 3. Yo, no amount of money can replace the loss of her son. Who cares about the money? That stuff is irrelevant. Who cares about the money? At the end of the day, she needs all the support she can get, because I know it's gonna be expensive to get a lawyer to represent you. So to get an attorney is not cheap, especially when you got civil lawsuits that you're gonna file. That's gonna cost a lot of money. And on top of that, these evil people are trying to sabotage her job and affect her bottom line. So if she's not able to make as much money as she used to, because these people are, showing up to her job, or they writing negative reviews, which they have shown to do on her job description, bro, they're gonna do everything they can to sabotage her livelihood. So any type of money she can get, all power to her, because that money is gonna go a long way to help her. And no, like I said, even if she get up 2-3 million, no amount of money can replace the loss of her son. So for this guy to bring up money, it just means that he's just jealous. He's just pocket watching, And it's like, dude, like, you're sick, man. But let's continue.
It don't make no sense. It's like, at this point, what more do you want? Like, you're abusing people at this point. Nobody don't want to see all the fake tears. Like,
how's she abusing it? She's not. This dude is unbelievable what he's saying. What is she doing to abuse people? And then he made a separate video. I gotta make that a separate video in itself, because he said that the parents of Nolan Wells, and also The parents of Nolan Wells and Carmelo Anthony needs to be locked up. They need to be facing prison time. Like, he said some egregious stuff, man. Like, it's just sick, man. But let's continue with the video, cause I'm telling you, man, this dude is sick. It's sick.
Like, stop being fake, fam. Like, it doesn't make any more sense, guys. You know? So let me show you this on the GoFundMe before we continue on with what we're doing here. Right? So this is the GoFundMe. As you can see, the GoFundMe is still up. They made $787,000.
Good. Too much money is not enough money. You know the feds listen. Ninja, what money? Nah. They that's not enough to me. They need to get more than that.
Dollars, guys.
Yeah, that's good.
Like, come on now.
That's good.
This is not a black woman. This is a Filipino
Who cares about what race she is? Why are you bringing up the race? That's irrelevant. And on top of that, she's not 100% Filipino. She do have black in her family. And even if that's not the case, let's say she's fully Filipino. Who cares? At the end of the day, she lost a son. And why are you bringing up race? I thought you said you speak the truth. Are you a man of righteousness? Come on now.
Woman, I keep telling you guys, is that a fucking black woman, guys? That's a Filipino woman.
This dude is sick.
Is Filipino. He decked it.
And you know what is also hypocritical about this dude, cuz? He said that the father determined the race of the child. He said the father determined the race of the child because he plants the seed. So if the father is black, the child is black, even if the mom may be white, because he said the father plants the seed. And he even said that Bob Marley is not black. He said Bob Marley is white because his father is white. So now all of a sudden you're saying Nolan Wells is not black. He's Filipino. But last time I checked, you said the race of the child. Now all of a sudden you have a whole different story? Like, this dude is full of crap, man. He's full of crap.
His hairstyle out to make it look like he got a damn fro. Do you understand me?
This dude is sick.
This is the ultimate deception. That man is not his biological father. That is a stepdad, guys.
Who cares?
Stepdad. It already done been proven.
He's black at the end of the day. Who cares?
So this woman basically lied to the community, right? Manipulated people via social media, garnering up all sorts of sympathy. She's online reading negative comments, but then want to come back on social media to say she don't like the fact that people are talking about her negative. Why the fuck you on social media? I thought you're supposed to be grieving. Like, guys, let's be real. When you have any loved one that passed away, why would you be on social media reading comments from people that you don't even know? And
I'll tell you one thing, everybody grieves differently. But one thing I know about the friends, they're acting suspicious, so it's a different story. She's the victim here. She's not the she's not the perpetrator, or she's not the one who committed any act. So if she wants to express herself on social media, and she wants to speak out against the lies that people try to fabricate online, she has all right to do so, because she's the mom she's grieving, and she's not obligated to stay offline, bro. She's a grown woman, and at the end of the day, she has a right to express how she feels. But I want to go back to the before, because this dude is very long-winded. I'm not gonna obviously bore you out with this long, drawn-out like video. Point out to some stuff that he said that was just straight up sick. And you're gonna also be upset about this because you're the only child from your mom. Cause so what he said, I played in the beginning. You're gonna be like, what the hell he's just talking about? Let me know if you're still there, cause I want to go back to the video, the beginning, right? When he said something about the son. All right, let's see. Let me know if you're still there, cause I'm gonna go back to the video, the beginning. I'm not gonna listen to the bunch of. This is just pure trash. I'm not gonna sit and listen to all this BS that he's saying. But let me know if you're still in the live chat. But if you're not, cause I want you to follow along with me. Cause I don't know if you're still in the live chat. Let me know if you're still in the live chat. Cause I want you to hear what this dude has to say. You could go back and watch the video yourself, but I mean, if you want to be in live, you want to follow me live, you could do so. I'll give like about a couple more minutes. Are you still there, cuz? Are you still in the chat? Let me know if you're still in the chat. Let me know. Cause this is sick, man. This dude is sick. He's really sick. Let me know if you're still in the chat. Oh my god. All right, cool. I don't see no comment coming from you. But if anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and start in the beginning, because sometimes you may be behind. But I'm gonna go back.
So I want to go to the tape.
I'm gonna go back to what he said about
Emotional.
the son.
So being that I'm a tech, I removed her vocal from the music so that you only hear her.
Let's see. Let's
No
hear what
added
this
music
guy
to
has to say.
make it emotional.
Let's hear what this guy has to say. This
I
dude
want
is
you to hear
sick.
her voice
This dude is sick
for
man.
what it is.
Dude is sick. He's absolutely
What's going
sick.
on, Brown Sugar? Appreciate you stopping by. So let's get into the tape. Again, we're talking about Nolan Wells' mom caught on tape being fake to reset the algorithm so people could continue to give her sympathy and raise more money as requested by Ben Crump. You be the judge, guy.
And he's saying stuff that's not even true. Requesting more money sent by Ben. There's nothing that is proven that he's requesting more money. He's just making up stuff as he go along, man. This dude is ridiculous.
Let's
He's
go listen
stupid.
to these tapes.
Absolutely
Find out
stupid.
what's going on here.
He's stupid.
Shall we? Let's get into this content, guys. Let's do what we got to do. Let's go.
I hope everyone is doing well. This has been a trying week for sure. I feel like I am just all over the place. And it has been like, I don't even know the word to describe it. I'm holding on to my faith. My husband and I are leaning heavily into each other in our faith and our family and our friends that are showing up for us. But it's hard. Every day is different. Every second is different. Grief is different. This grief, I said it before in a previous video, this grief is just different.
My side is right.
I miss my baby.
Sitting in one place sucks, bro. I gotta move.
Do you see
You
what
gotta
she's
move.
doing? You see the game she playing? I miss my baby.
Nothing's
Nolan's a
wrong.
grown man.
Oh, last time I checked, every mother is gonna see their son as like they'll always be their baby, no matter how old the son may be. The mom is always gonna see their son as their baby, and that's their baby. So why you bringing up a point about how you see how she's making it seem like he's a baby, like he's a grown. Of course he's grown, but that's always gonna be her baby. It doesn't matter if he's 30, 40, 50. He's always gonna be her baby. So what's wrong with what she said? This dude is stupid, man. It's absolutely dumb. He's dumb.
Let's go.
Coming
Is he still in the
room and laying across the bed and just talking about this day.
So let me get this straight. Nolan, a male child,
Okay.
comes into your room, lay across the bed to talk about his day. Boys don't do that.
Cause oh my god, I wish he wasn't alive, bro. Does that even make any logical sense? I've done that. I've laid on the bed, talk about my day to my mom. I'm sure you've done that too, cuz. So the fact that he's saying that's not a manly to do is crazy to me. And first of all, you don't have sons. So how can you speak on something you have no experience, you have no understanding about? This dude is really ignorant, man. Like I can't stand this guy, man. Like stupid. Let me see if you're still there, man. Cause it's still. Why my message didn't go through? Or it did go through, but I can't. Can you believe that? He said something along the lines of, "Oh, it's not manly for a boy to talk about his day to his mom." Listen to this dude, man. This is ridiculous.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys don't do that.
Of
Girls
course.
do that.
Boys? That is crazy, man.
That's not masculine.
Just to talk about your day, how is that not masculine? So boys can't express how they feel to their mom, and sometimes boys tend to have a closer connection with their mom, and daughters are closer to their fathers. That's just the dynamic of how things go in the family, nuclear household. But in a lot of cases, you have no one to talk to. You could talk to your mom about how your day is, and you're just venting, or you're just talking about your day. Nothing is wrong with that. And like, this dude is making it seem like, oh, you're not supposed to talk to nothing, your mom, and about nothing. It's crazy.
Boys don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand me? I want you to picture what she's doing here. She's making it seem like she missed him coming in the room, laying across the bed like a girl, and having.
He said laying. You see how he's trying to emasculate this guy? This man is already dead, and he's talking negative about this guy. He has no morals, man.
Pillow talk with her about his day.
He's not pillow talking. He's just talking to his mom like a normal person would. Dude, this dude
Boys don't do that.
This dude is weird, bro.
They don't.
Weird.
That's effeminate.
There's nothing effeminate about that.
That is something that would make sense if a girl did that.
Nothing's
Boys
wrong
don't
with
do that.
That's nothing wrong with that. Guys can talk to their mom just like a girl would. Guy, it's normal. It's actually healthy to talk about your day to your mom. It's healthy to do that. And that's a good relationship you have with your mom. If you feel comfortable enough to talk to your mom about how your day is, that means you have a good relationship with your mom. There's nothing feminine about that, bro. What is he talking about?
I've never did that.
Who cares about what you do?
I don't know any boy that do that.
That's
weird.
crazy. That's not weird. That's some people do it, some people don't. Nothing's weird about that. That's normal.
But she needs to sell you these wolf tickets in order for you to feel sorry for her. Now keep in mind, guys, what?
I can't take this dude seriously, bro. I can't listen to them more, man. That's it, bro. I'm pretty much gonna end this live, man. This dude is a clown. This dude is a clown. Cuz, are you still in the live? Because I don't know if you heard what I just played, or if you are following along with me, but I can't take this dude seriously, bro. He's an absolute clown. He said it's not masculine for a boy to lay be next to his mom and talk about his day. He said that's feminine. Absolute joke, man. This dude is a joke. But anyways, I don't know if you're still in the live, or if it's the moderator. Let me know if you're in the live. If it's the moderator, let me know. Comment. If you can't, just shoot a. Oh, by the way, when the live stream is over, somebody post a comment in the video, because I want to see interaction with the streamers. So somebody post a comment in the live stream. So let me know what's going on. Let me know. So support the channel, man. Like the video, share, and subscribe. We got to get this video out there in the algorithm so we can reach more people. But anyways, hope you enjoyed my video. Thank you for watching this live stream. We got to keep exposing these devils, these charlatans, these evil people, and these snakes. Now, to wrap up the video and summarize what I was saying, I'm like, basically, Nolan Wells was surrounded by nothing but snakes, fake friends who pretended to care about him but didn't really care about him, and then they unalived him and try to cover up their own crime, and now they want to act as if they had nothing to do with his death. It's sick, and this is why you can't trust anybody in this world that we live in. It's just best to roll solo, and you keep your circles very, very small, and don't be comfortable around hanging out with a bunch of people, because you don't know who these people are. People are innately evil, and the heart of mankind is wicked and deceiving, and we live in a sinful world. So when I know I live in a sinful world, I know I got to stay prayed up, because I got to protect myself against Satan minions. People are opening up themselves to be possessed by demons and evil spirits. So you gotta watch your surroundings, know your environment, and stay vigilant, because the enemy is like a roaring lion seeking new souls he may devour. Anyways, that's the live stream. Hope you enjoy it. If you want to donate to the Cash App, you could donate to $Stay Strong 789. That's $STAYSTRONG 789, and it's all It's under it's on the description. So if you want to donate, it's to support my show, because I want to make my videos more professional, because I want to incorporate other things in my videos to make it stand out more. Is there anybody new in the live chat? You could post a comment. Let me know. If you're back in the live stream, cuz let me know. But anyways, just talk about this. I just want to talk about this because I think it's very important to address this topic. And I want people to understand that you can't trust anybody, man. Especially these so-called friends that you think that really care about you. You can't trust them. You should know them by their fruits. Action speaks louder than words. You go based on what people do, not what they say. And what these so-called friends of Nolan Wells is doing makes me know that they're not his real friends. They were nothing but snakes. Because based on the way they act, I'm like, no best friend, no. If you claim you're his best friend, you wouldn't act the way you do. You wouldn't go out your way to go in hiding by deleting your social media, and then all of a sudden you lawyer it up. What kind of best friend does that? A best friend is gonna be there to support the family, and they're not gonna have anything to hide because they know they're not guilty of what they did. But the fact that you deleted your social media, you lawyered up, it shows me that you're not his best friend, and you trying to cover up your crime. You're trying to hold. I say you're not trying to hold yourself accountable for what you did wrong. Sick, man. Absolutely sick. So that's why I said you gotta be mindful of the friends you keep, because a lot of people are not really good people, and most people are not honest, are not trustworthy, and they're not genuine. And these people who you think care about you, they could care less about you. A lot of them, they pray for your downfall, and they want to see you fail, and they don't want the best things to happen. They don't want to see the best happen for you. Some of these same people that you hang out with, they're plotting against you, and sometimes they do the evil things. They may perform witchcraft and sorcery, all type of evil acts of demonic activity they trying to throw at you. That's why I stay prayed up, because it's like you don't know what you're coming up against in spiritual spiritually you could be facing a lot of demons, man, because these people are trying to come after you to destroy you. But that's where you got to be protected under the blood of the Lamb. But anyways, thank you guys for tuning in to my live stream. Hopefully you find this edifying and you'll learn something from this. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video on all social media platforms. Take care for tuning in. Be safe out there and take care. Bye.